So welcome. So this is part 2 of a class I started yesterday. So hopefully you'll feel chilled out like the stick person up there. So this is balancing, strength and centering to lead to equanimity, and it's part 2. So we're going to do some strong work on the tummy, but we're going to do everything from standing to start with, and then we'll come down to the floor. We're going to work with Sukha Pranayama, and we're going to try and use Sukha Pranayama in posture work. So that's the even count. So in posture work, it's usually around about 4, the count. So in for 4 and out for 4. And then we're going to do a repeating sequence from the part 1 right at the end. So come to standing. So I just want you to have a little bit of a shake of the legs, so you're just grounding your energy. So feel the movement running from the hips down. And have a nice push the breath down. Lovely, and just settle. So we'll start with the breath exercise. Yesterday was part 1 is the one we did on the floor, same exercise but standing. So breathe in for a count of 4, raise the arms up. And breathe out for 4. Work with the eyes closed if you can. Lovely, increase the count to 5. Really pay attention to the breath at the tip of the nose. As we increase the counts, we're simply slowing the breath down. So as the breath slows down, the sound of the breath should reduce. Good, increase the count to 6. Be really observant of the sound of the breath, the speed of the breath. Notice the arms are slowing down. Increase the count to 7. Lovely, final count, 8. Notice there's a natural pause when we reach a higher count, where there's just a moment, like the top of a wave just before it breaks, where there's a natural pause. The same at the end of the breath out. So we're not breathing in and out in a zigzag shape. It's more of a wave shape. It's very smooth. Lovely. Now on the next exhale, I want you to keep your eyes closed and just go back to a natural breath. So we're not controlling the breath or counting it. And notice the effect. Let the exhalation run down the body into the earth. Lovely. Open the eyes. As you inhale, come up onto the tiptoes. We're just going to start to warm through the smaller joints. Exhale, lower. So this is a central balance. Inhale onto the tiptoes. Exhale, lower. Add in the arms. Let them just come to shoulder height. Exhale. And let's start to work with Sukha Pranayama. So inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. So what this does is it balances the inhale and the exhale, so the dynamic and the passive energy. If you feel that your exhale naturally wants to extend, then let that happen, because that will be the nervous system resetting itself. So you might find you're breathing for 4 and out for 6, or a little bit longer. It probably won't be more than that in posture work. Might even just be a 5, but that extra count will nudge you back into the parasympathetic response, so the relaxation response. Good, now let the arms start to lift you higher. Feel the pause, and then exhale. And you might find that now and again, the breath naturally lengthens on the exhale, and then it resets itself, and you find that you're breathing out for 4. So just allow your body to do its thing. So it's very intelligent. It will reset naturally, but just really observe when the breath changes into slightly longer exhale and then an even count. Good, now I'm just showing you the next move from the side. So we're just going to add in the knee joints a bit more. So as you exhale, just bend slightly, hands to the heart space. Inhale, come up. We're keeping the heels off the floor now. Exhale, so just working into the legs. It's also working the core strength, because we need the tummy muscles to engage, to hold us in alignment. And start going a little bit lower. So whatever works for your body, if you've got weakness in the knee and the hips, so you might not be going as low. Let's do one more. Lovely, and release. Take your feet a bit wider, so let's go into a deeper movement for the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, come down. So again, just judge where down is for you. It doesn't have to be right to the floor. Keep going back to the breath. Each time we move into a different asana, then go back to the breath count. Notice where it is. Last one. Lovely. Now bring your legs directly underneath. So I'm going to warm the hips a bit more in a different way, using the core muscles and balance. So bring your attention into the right foot and lean into it. Make sure you don't lean into it like that. So you lean into it, pull the tummy muscles in, make sure the hip stays neutral. Lift the left leg. Draw a circle. Now you might find you need more balance. Bring the arms out. Maybe that doesn't feel right. So just use the arms like you would if you're on a tightrope. Work out how much balance you need. Notice the tummy muscles. Draw them in. Lovely. Change directions. So we're working the muscles evenly. What's happened to the breath? Have you forgotten about it? Lovely. Release. Shake it out. So remember, the shaking aspect is really important to release any built-up trauma in the cells of the muscles. Okay, let's go the other way. So bring your attention into the left leg. Remember, don't let the hip pull out. Lift up the right leg, start to draw circles. Okay, change. Lovely. Release and shake. Shake out both the legs. Okay, so we're going to start just moving from side to strengthen the muscles of the stomach, but also the spine. So some centering and strengthening movements. So exhaling. So we're just going to start by a smaller movement. Really feel, so actually poke around a bit, notice what's happening to the muscles of the side waist. It's really good for the visceral organs as well. Working with the breath each time. Good, now we're going to go a bit higher, this time lift the elbows. So you get right into the rib cage. Sweep the arms up, push the palms to the ceiling. If it's too much for the lower back, then go back to one of the previous two. Draw the navel in, so you're protecting the lumbar spine as you move from side to side. Lovely, back to center and release. Okay, so this one again is a strengthening, but it's also a balance. So take a little bit of a wider stance. Arms to about here. So we're going to aim to get our opposite knee to the elbow. Okay, so try to do it slowly on the exhale. If it's too difficult, then just breathe where you can and go a little bit faster because it's a bit easier that way. So the slower you do it, the harder it is. So breath in. So lift it as high as you can. So squeezing the tummy muscles, but also balancing. And then play around with it a little bit. So can you hold it and pulse? A bit like a Indian dancer. Maybe bring the hands into chin mudra. And then can you switch and pulse? So really feel the tummy muscles working as well as the legs. Let's do 2 more on each side. Nice. Let's center. Take the feet nice and wide. So we're going to center, but at the same time, we're going to create a balance between the backward motion and the forward motion. So remember, a back bend is very opening energetically, so it's dynamic, and a forward fold is much more soothing. So balance isn't just about balancing the physical body, we're balancing our emotions and our mind. So squeeze the elbows back, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, soften the knees if you need to. Inhale to come up. Now let's start to use the breath. In for 4. Out for 4, or a little bit more if it feels natural to do so. Good. Now, next time you exhale, I want you to come to horizontal. Squeeze the elbows back, pull the tummy muscles in. Let's go to the side. Squeeze. Other way. Squeeze. So you're aiming to try and get the torso in line with the floor. And just squeezing those muscles of the side waist, strengthening the back muscles, squeezing the visceral organs, working the legs. Good. Now on the next inhale back to center, come all the way down. Just move from side to side, easing into the inner thigh area. Lovely. And then I want you to turn to the right. Take your bricks. Hop that back leg in a little bit. Straighten both legs. Look behind you, so you're looking at the left leg, and make sure that the toes are coming straight forward, so you're not on a tightrope. The heel is in line with the hip. Good, now use the bricks for the hands. Press down through the front foot, push the right sit bone back. So you're really opening the leg muscles, particularly on the front leg. Good, now keep the hand on the left brick. We're just going to bring some squeeze into the torso, which strengthens the tummy. Right hand into the sacrum, let's rotate. Feel it come from the navel. Good, and if you've got the capacity in the shoulder, there's no damage there, extend the right arm up. Good, now bring that right hand back into the sacrum, bend the front knee just very slightly and bring the brick as far forwards as you can reach, and take the back foot off the floor into a reverse, and maybe bring the hand up again. Now is the breath even? Lovely, step back. Hands to the floor, come into down dog. So we're just going to center now. And I want you to choose either cat for the back bend or upward facing dog, or you can do a combination of both in and out. So as you inhale, forwards into cat or up dog. I'm going to do cat first. Exhale, down dog. Good, so either cat or down dog. As you inhale for the back bend, draw the heart space through and up. Good, hold down dog. Let's step the right leg forwards. Grab the bricks, bring yourself back into wide leg forward fold and bring the bricks with you. And just have them over on the left side ready. Releasing down. Move from side to side again. Good, now turn left. Hop that back foot out so you're not on a tight rope. Take the bricks and hop the back foot in so you're able to straighten as best as possible the front leg. Press down through the ball of the left big toe and draw the left sit bone back so you feel quite a strong stretch in the left leg. Good, now keep the right hand on the brick and bring the left hand into the sacrum. Let's reverse. Maybe extend the arm up. You'll bring the hand back down, bend the front knee and reach forwards with the brick and your right hand. Bring the back foot off the floor. And then if it feels comfortable, extend the left arm again. If it feels too much, leave the hand in the sacrum. Notice the breath. Try and keep it smooth and even. Lovely, releasing. Move the brick out of the way, step back into down dog. And again, your choice, cat, upward facing dog for the back bend, or a combination. Inhale to come forwards into the back bend. Exhale. Last one. Step through with the left leg, back into wide leg forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Down through the midline. Lovely, step back to center. So I'm going to use the full length of the mat for the next sequence, so it's very similar to part one. So this is a sequence of strengthening, centering, and balancing. So let's start on the right leg for balance. Remember, don't let the hip do that. Really bad for the outer edge of the hip. So keeping this structure strong, pull the tummy muscles in. We're going to bring our hands into Jupiter Mudra. So that's, if you can see at home, interlace all the fingers apart from the index is sticking up. Okay. We're just going to use that to balance ourselves. We're going to bring the left leg up, bend the knee, and we're going to bring it back, come forwards, and then we're going to pulse. So we're balancing, moving up and down. Lovely, now come through, keep the foot off the floor, lift it up. Good, now put the ankle on the thigh, sit down. Obviously not to the floor. Bend the knee's coming out. Both knees are bent. Left one's out to the side, right knee slightly bent. Just holding, focusing the breath. Lovely, come back up, lift the knee up. Go back again, pulse. Lift the leg up, open it again. See if you can sit down a little bit further. Lovely. Inhale, now release. Shake the leg. Shake the right leg because it's probably on fire a little bit. Give it a shake. Lovely, now heel out the legs. Lovely, and then settle again. We'll go to the other side. So now we're balancing on the left leg. Bring the hands into Jupiter Mudra. Engage the tummy muscles, lift the right knee. Come back. Pulse. Lovely, bring that leg through. Keep the left knee bent. We're coming across and sitting down. Notice the breath, keep it nice and steady. Lovely, transfer back again. Another series of pulses. Lovely, come through. Sit back again. Lovely, and release rather quickly. Okay, shake it out and let's center. So I'm going to do a very similar to the wide leg position, but the legs are directly underneath the body. Inhale, go as far back as you comfortably can. Exhale, soften the knees and let the arms dangle down. Use the inhale to unfurl. Hands come into the lower back, push the pelvis forwards. Just balancing the dynamic and the passive energy again. Centering. Good, last one. Good, now this time just rolling up. We want to do a standing pranayama. Let the eyes close. Gently block the right nostril with the index finger and bring the left hand into chin mudra. And as you inhale, raise the left arm. Count the breath in. And then whatever that inhale is, make the exhale the same. And again. Just feel the heart rate slowing down. Let's switch sides. So use the same count that you used on the left nostril. Last one. Sweep the hands up, breathing in evenly. Focus on the tip of the nose. Let the hands travel down through the midline of the body. Notice the count. Try to make it even unless the body naturally wants to breathe out for longer. And release. So got another sequence of balance. Come down to the front of the mat. And just sort of bring your hands over the knees and rock on the sit bones from side to side. So we're just bringing a little bit of massage into the sacrum after all that strong leg work. And then when you're ready, squeeze the knees in and balance on the sit bones. Try to lengthen the spine. Good. Now, can you bring the hands into, keep squeezing with the elbows and bringing the hands into Jupiter Mudra. Good. Now, engage the tummy muscles. So you're right on the sit bones and you're not collapsing. So we're not collapsing into the back like that. Lift the breastbone. Can you extend the arms? So now we've got balance, centering, and strength. Good. Now bring the hands back. Squeeze in. We're going to extend one leg. Hold it. You might find you need to hold the leg at the calf muscle or behind the knee and that the leg's bent more, or maybe you're holding quite high up. So the left foot's off the floor. Lovely bend. So still balancing on the sit bones. Squeeze that left leg in. Hold either behind the knee, the calf, or on the foot. Extend the leg. Good. Now, if this feels enough for you, then continue and go back to the other leg and just work with balancing from side to side. Otherwise, bring the first two fingers of each hand to the big toe and wrap it around the big toe. So you're still trying to be right on the edge of the sit bones. Okay, extend the right leg up and slightly out. Now notice the breath, keep it nice and steady. Lovely, and change. Lovely, now either just keep alternating if that feels enough, or both. And then don't try the next movement if you haven't got to this stage or if you've got a bad back or a bad neck. So the next movement is exhale, Go all the way back and inhale. Whoop. Can you get back into, you might need to bend your knees to actually get that balance onto the sit bones. So you take a breath in, use the exhale to roll. Inhale, come back up, maybe bend the knees. Oh, bending the knees is a lot easier. Bring the legs back up again, take a breath in. Exhale to roll. Maybe just stay there for a little bit. Have a few breaths. And then when you feel ready, rock back up. And release. Okay. So let's come to cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. If it isn't, then back on your knees or legs straight. So just work with a seated twist to start with. So twist to the right. So although we're not physically balancing, energetically we are. So just twisting to the right, focus on the tip of the nose. Lovely, change directions. Lovely, back to center. Let's take a lateral movement. So the hand can be behind the head. It can just be on the shoulder. You can bring it all the way over. Stretching, anchor the sit bones. Lovely, come back up. Let's go the other way. So work however feels best for your arm and shoulders. Lovely, come back up. Bring the hands behind you. Maybe use the fingertips if you need a little bit of height. Lift the breastbone. Squeeze the shoulders back, and if the head's fine, there's no problem with the neck vertebrae, take the head back. Nice deep breaths into the heart and the belly. Lovely, come all the way up, fold forwards. Lovely, carefully come back up. So we're going to do alternate nostril. And we're going to work with an even count on whatever that is for you. So it might be 4, it could be 6, 8, 16, whatever works for you. But whatever you breathe into the left, you're going to breathe out of the right. So bring the left hand into Chin Mudra. Thumb and index finger together, rest it on the left thigh, right hand up. Either tuck the first two fingers in if you prefer that mudra, or bring those first two fingers to the third eye. Breathe into both nostrils. Block the right nostril with the thumb, breathe out of the left. So this is just the starting sequence. And then from the left side, we start the count. Breathe into the left nostril, count the breath in. And then block the left and breathe out of the right. So whatever your count is, just keep it personal to you. Breathe into the right for the same count. Block the right, down the left, and just keep going. Good. Next time you exhale from the left, release the hands. Bring both hands down so the palms face up. Close the right hand into a fist. So this becomes more of a meditation. So bring your attention to the left hand. And as you inhale, imagine drawing energy up through the left palm, through the arm, into the nostril. And when you're fully in, just hold that breath for a moment as you close the left hand, open the right hand and breathe down the right side. Into the right, keep the count even. Feel the pause, almost just like the crest of the wave before you exhale down the left. And keep going and consciously slow the breath down. Just keep going. I'm just going to read you a really beautiful passage, it's very poetic, about the divine nature of the breath. Breathing is the flow of the divine, where the rhythms of life turn into each other, the eternal exchange. Pour one breath into the other. The out breath into the in breath, into the out breath. And awaken to equanimity, at peace in the play of opposites. So that pause that we feel at the top of the inhale and at the end of the exhale, where there's no movement of breath, is where we experience equanimity, calm. Next time you finish the exhale to the left, release the breath out, bring the hands to the heart space. We'll do 3 centering breaths before we move into relaxation. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Feel the pause, that wave. Exhale it down through the midline. Breathing is the flow of the divine, where the rhythms of life turn into each other, the eternal exchange. Lovely. Now when you're ready, come down to the floor. If you feel that you need to rest the lower back, then feet wider than the hips with the knees together. Otherwise, straighten the legs out. Have them slightly wider than the hips, so that you're creating more of a triangle with the legs, and the palms are facing up. So we'll run the energy from side to side again. This is full body alternate nostril. So bring your attention to the left sole of the foot and imagine it as a porthole for energy. And as you inhale, draw your awareness up with the breath and the energy into the left leg, hip, ribs. Feel it pouring into the left hand, coming all the way up, joining at the shoulder into the left nostril. Be aware of that pause in the third eye, and then exhale down the right side. Breathe into the right sole of the foot, bring the energy up through the leg into the hip. Feel it come into the hand, joining through the ribs into the shoulder. Right nostril, pause at the third eye, breathe down the left side and keep going. Create an even count, but notice the pauses where the breath turns into the next exhale or inhale. Really be aware of the conscious flow of energy from side to side, streaming through the body. And the next time your attention is at the third eye, pause. And let the exhalation flow down both sides of the body evenly and out through the feet. Notice any tingling in the feet. Inhale, come up both sides evenly to the top of the head. Feel that wave of energy coming up. Slight pause. Exhale, pour it all the way down, both sides. Keep going. So you're moving this wave of energy. Energy follows thought. Move it up and down the body. Caressing every single cell within you, every tiny particle. Good. Now on the next inhale, as you travel up, pause the attention at the heart space. And as you exhale, stay at the heart. Breathing in and out now, finding your center. Bring the hands to rest across the heart space. And just using the last few breaths to become completely centered. Be aware of the observing presence at the heart space. Good. Now I want you to breathe in and hold the breath for as long as you comfortably can now. Really expand the heart space. And then when you're ready to breathe out with a sigh. Bring your awareness to the contact points now of the body and the floor. Just noticing the free-flowing energies that are moving through the body system now. Simply observing. Let the knees bend. Roll to one side, come back up. Let the hands come to the heart space. Inhale. Down through the midline, and just take that moment to bow the head to the heart. And namaste. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and don't forget to write a little comment, even if it's just a little love heart. It just really helps the channel grow, and then it gets to other people. So thank you very much. Bye.